So in this video, we are going to study 2-3 more air pollutants, that is primary air pollutants. So third one is hydrocarbon. So this is also one of the primary air pollutants. So how we'll get in this hydrocarbon in the atmosphere? So by petroleum wells. That is, so petrol and diesel are nothing but they are hydrocarbons. So by getting petrol and diesel, that is nothing but your hydrocarbons. So by anthropogenic forces, here some of the major sources of hydrocarbons are the automobile exhaust gas. As I said in the last concept, that is, if your carbon is not completely burnt in the fuel, that produces carbon monoxide, so that hydrocarbons also these are the major sources from the exhaust gases, okay, by the some of the industrial processes. Okay, so what are the effects of increase in the hydrocarbon concentration in the atmosphere? So hydrocarbons, actually, they are not harmful to the environment, but what happens when they are converted into photochemical oxidants using called PAN, then it will um, harm to the other living beings. So hydrocarbons of its own, it will not harm any of the organisms, but when it converts into PAN, those are the some toxic oxidants, then it will be harmful to the living beings. So this is main cause of the photochemical smog, as smog is nothing but smoke plus fog. Okay, that is the main cause for the photochemical smog. So how to control this concentration of hydrocarbon in the atmosphere? So whatever hydrocarbon you have got, like methane, that is CH4, it undergoes oxidation in presence of oxygen, and that converts to carbon dioxide along with the formation of water. So by this process we can control the increase in the concentration of hydrocarbons in the atmosphere. Okay, so that is by using a catalytic converter. Okay, so now we'll go for the fourth, that is the oxides of sulfur, SO2 gas, you can say. Okay, that is sulfur dioxide, SO2. So how naturally you can obtain the sulfur dioxide? See, when volcanic eruption produces, there contains SO2. So volcanic products that contain sulfur dioxide gas. So and even some of the plants that becomes yellow when they decay, right? So that also produces H2O gas. You might have felt that smell of H2O. That H2O gas oxidize in the presence of oxygen. Here I have given the reaction H2S plus O3 in presence of oxygen. It forms sulfur dioxide and along with the formation of water. By this reaction we are going to form SO2 gas, that is by naturally you are getting this sulfur dioxide in the environment. So what are the anthropogenic sources here? Here see some of the man-made source, like you can say lead sulfide. That lead sulfide undergoes oxidation in presence of this oxygen, and that produce lead oxide along with the sulfur dioxide gas. So this is by anthropogenic source, and this SO2 again undergoes oxidation and it converts into sulfur trioxide. So this sulfur dioxide formed, that again undergoes oxidation and converts into sulfur trioxide. So this is the anthropogenic source. So how it affects on the human beings now? So if concentration of sulfur increases in the atmosphere, that may causes eye irritation, and digestive system also get affected by increase in this SO2. On plants, how it affects? So as you have observed in the environment, that some of the plants, that leaves get yellowish in very early age of that plant. So due to the increase in the concentration of SO2 in the atmosphere. If sulfur dioxide concentration is increased in the atmosphere, that plant leaf are turning from green color to yellow color. Okay, on materials how it affects. So you might have seen some of the papers, if you kept for 2 3 months or years, you can keep for some long time, so that paper will turn into yellow color. That is nothing but due to increase in the sulfur dioxide. And one more, in corrosion concept we have studied that wet corrosion and dry corrosion. In wet corrosion, as it is affected by water also, in the same case it is also like that, same it is affected by SO2 gas also. The corrosion takes place under this SO2 gas also. So the loss of strength due to corrosion by metal, that is by SO2 gas. Even some of the building also they'll have the loss of strength because of this sulfur dioxide gas. And you know this is because acid rain, that is sulfuric acid. Okay, so that is also causes by increasing this SO2 gas. So how to control this increase in the SO2 gas in the atmosphere? The main source for this SO2 gas is burning of coal. That coal, carbon content coal, if you burn, then it will produce SO2. Okay, so that can be converting by following this reaction. See, calcium carbonate you have, that this sulfur oxide is treating with this limestone, that is CO3, calcium carbonate, that leads to production of calcium sulfite. Okay, that calcium sulfite along with the carbon dioxide, then this calcium sulfite undergoes oxidation and then it gives calcium sulfate. Okay, so by using this reaction you can control this SO2 gas in the atmosphere by here. This SO2 is reacting with the limestone and then this SO2 is absorbed. After absorption it gives the calcium sulfite, and then that air is blown through the slurry of this slurry to convert this calcium sulfite, that is CaSO4, to CaSO4, that is calcium sulfate. Okay, so these are the controlling measures for this SO2.